Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to the Bobcast. This is the I'm going to be doing a bunch of them now, probably because I need points. But we're going to start with this episode. We're going to be talking about this is the season wrap up for 2015. Yes, the file just flipped to 2016, but I still haven't done my moratorium on 2015 yet, so that's what we're going to do here. Now, if you go back and watch the first video from the year, heading into the season, we had a couple goals in Baltimore, mainly to make the playoffs again, compete for the division, and to be solvent financially. Now, get the financials out of the way. We made $22 million this year, even though our payroll was higher. So awesome. I mean, we made like a lot more. We made more than 22, but we already had 18 in the bank. So whatever. We killed a lot of money. We had way extra money. So we're gonna bump up the payroll for this coming season. But so money in that regard, we're fine. In terms of compete for the division, it was a weird season. For much of the season, we were right there with Jimmy. I mean, heading into the season, I thought I had a better team. We were defending world champs, but I thought my team was better. That all changed when he made the trade with Jeremy to get Hector Noesi. Noesi's a really good pitcher. Both Tampa Bay's adding of him brought the team's level, I think, talent wise. And yet, like at 8-1, August 1st, I had a 7-game lead in the division, and then by like 9-11. I was down 7 games, so my team played really well for a while. Like the month of July, I went like 23-3. Month of August and September, I was under 500. So we did not win the division. Jimmy beat us by 7 games, which is not fun, but we did win the wild card. We beat out Minnesota and the rest of Minnesota, Detroit, and Kansas City. None of the teams in the West deserve mentioning because they all are terrible. Although Texas did make the playoffs and has a pretty solid team. Anyway, so we made the playoffs, won the wild card, didn't win the division, but we were competitive in the division. Surprisingly enough, Boston was also competitive in the division. But that is what it is. So overall, yeah, it was a pretty solid season. I mean, wasn't a great season. We got knocked down the first round by the eventual winners, Evan. Although it went to max the series, so I'm okay with that. Overall, the new guys I brought in a bunch of new players this season. I mean, I won the World Series last year, so you figure why mess with a good thing, but yet I changed a bunch of positions. I brought in a new catcher for last season, Pedro Ahumada, who I just dealt up. I'll get to that maybe in the next episode or something. Ahumada was bad. He was bad for me. I mean, I paid $14 million for him. The original plan was to deal him after this season, just get a good year and then deal him, but noticing the other teams in my division, how they all have great base stealers, I then decided maybe I'll keep him because he has a 9 arm. He'll really help me out behind the plate because every other team in the division, except for Jeremy and pretty much Jeremy, is going to do that because that's one of his big things is have a bunch of base stealers. So I decided maybe I'll keep Ahumada, but he just didn't hit it. He just didn't hit enough to really stay on my team. He has solid ratings, but he only had 250 with a 330 on base. For a while there, he was on pace for 100 RBIs, 100 RBIs, 100 runs scored. But he finished only for 81 RBIs, 74 runs scored. Not a good season, so that was one guy I brought in. Didn't really work out. I mean, I brought up my shortstop, Harry Murray, the guy I took 3rd overall in 2013. I think he should be Rookie of the Year, but he's not going to be Rookie of the Year because Profar had him leading in the votes. But he had 300 with a 376 on base percentage, which is pretty freaking good. Scored 115 runs. So he didn't play that good a defense a shortstop, but I like Murray. I'm more than happy with him. So he stays where he is. I mean, he's my shortstop for the future, most probably. Cabrera most of my hitters did not had a bad season. I mean, not bad by like bad, but only a couple guys had a bad season. But in the regards for them, like they did not have like career seasons. They had below average seasons. Miguel Cabrera had maybe his worst year in this league. Hit 305 with a 396 on base, 26 homers, 106 RBI, 110 runs scored. Just ho hum. Wasn't like didn't compare to the season he had before when he drove in like 34 more runs. So he was a little bit under. Ryan Dent in his rookie year 2 years ago hit 344. This year he hit 296. So his batting average dropped 48 points. Amazingly enough, his batting average dropped 48 points, but he had a 4-point higher on base percentage. So he was solid. Only Dent. Jesus Montero, my third baseman, didn't really play well. I mean, he had 260 with, even though he had 300 last year. Although he did have 105 RBI, which is 20 less than last year, and scored only 92 runs. Um, like I said, most of my guys, they had a worse season than they did the year before that, the World Series year. But yeah, we still made the playoffs. I mean, my outfield, Brandon Webb, who batted leader for me in the 2015 campaign, 2014 campaign. This this past season he only had 247, 337 on base, and that's only because he picked it up. He was under 200 for a good part of the year, so he had a bad season. Weeder's the only guy who really played well for me. Another guy, I mean, Randall Grichuk, a guy I brought in middle of the season. I've traded a lot for him, expecting a lot from him, being a 9'9", 10, 7'6", 24-year-old hitter, center fielder. But he played, he was horrible for me. Hit like 200 for me in the playoffs. He hit 133, so he wasn't good. So offense overall, I mean, we finished the third best offense for the regular season. So some added up to good, added up to a good total, but over individually, like guys didn't really hit well. Pitching wise, I mean, we finished fourth overall in pitching. The main guy, the one guy we traded for 2 of our 5 starters during the season. The Roy Halladay was everything I expected of him. He was an ace, 19-13 with a 3.11 ERA, 275 innings, so he's a horse. And I can't hate on him. He pitched really well for me. My number 2 guy, Wart, he was solid. Left 17 and 11 with a 3.27 and a 1.01 WHIP. I mean, he's my ace of the future, so I wish he pitched better. But I'll take that from him. I'll take that every season. But our 3 pitcher, Pedro Alvarado, who he was a bit of a disappointment. He went 13 times to 3.87. That's not good for a guy who up till this season had like a 3.12 career ERA. So 3.8 is not good, but it is what it is. Zach Britton, who had a terrible 2014 for me, went 15-10 with a 4.2 ERA. He pitched way better, 14-4 with a 3.05. So I'm definitely happy about that. My number 4 pitched like a 1. And my number 5 starter, Zimmerman, guy I traded for in the middle of the season. He pitched very well for me too. I mean, he was what I'm looking for with a high control, a very good control guy. So he did his job. So I'm running out of steam here. The ambience kicking in. Anyways, bullpen pitched okay. So overall, like the team, whatever. We made the playoffs, lost in 5 to the eventual World Series champion, made 24 million or so. I'm not going to hate on the season. It was a good one. We accomplished our goals. Team did get younger. I mean, we have Halladay in their rotation now, and for a while we had Ryan Braun in the outfield, but I mean, Braun was replaced by Grichuk, who is only 24 years old. We have a 21-year-old shortstop. Overall, the team's very, very young. The bullpen's kind of old, with Quo and Madsen being the 2 best guys in it. But our team is pretty much set. We don't really have any holes. I mean, I'll talk about when I start my 2016 intro, some stuff. Peace.